Okay, so this is a question about opportunity costs. We are given that Barb and Jim run a business that sets up and tests computers. Assume that Barb and Jim can switch between setting up and testing computers at a constant rate. The following table applies. Notice that in the first two columns, you are given the minutes needed to set up one computer or test one computer for both Barb and Jim. And in the last two columns right here, you are given the number of computers set up or tested in a 40-hour work week. Now the question, you always want to go back to what the question is asking you. The question is asking you about the opportunity cost of setting up one computer. Right? So let's keep this at the back of our minds. So what is the opportunity costs? Opportunity cost of setting up one computer. Okay, for both Barb and Jim. You got to find that out. Okay, so let's write down the information we are given for Barb. We will not use the first two columns to do this question because there is a question mark here, there's missing information, but we could use the last two columns to figure this out. So for Barb can either do 50 setups or do 40 tests in a work week. Right? So this word or is very important here. This means that the opportunity cost of 50 setups is 40 tests. In other words, if Barb wanted to set up 50 computers, Barb would have to give up 40 tests in a particular week. So the question is asking us, what is the opportunity cost of setting up one computer? In order to do one setup, how many tests would Barb have to give up? Now this should look easy because you can literally divide each side by 50 to get what it takes to do one setup. So what is that then? One setup, which is your left-hand side right here, is going to be equal to 4/5 tests. Right, so that's what it is for Barb. So we can confirm now that the answer is going to be between A and B. Now we got to figure out what is it for Jim. For Jim, we could do the same thing. We can write down that in a work week, Jim can do 80 setups or 60 tests. So for one setup, Jim would have to give up. You divide each side by 80. And you get 3/4. So the answer is, for Jim, in order to do one setup, they would have to give up 3/4 of a test. So the answer is A. That's it.